everyone, so today I'll be filming part 1 of my Hijabi capsule wardrobe. So this video will be focusing on all your hijab essentials, literally going from beginning to end. So if you guys want to know more, then keep watching. Okay, so we are going to start from the very beginning. Now, before I put on my undercap, I have a scrunchie in my hair. So I will have my bun situated just below the peak of my head, so around here. So then when I have the scrunchie in, it is not like lifted like this when I'm looking straight. So the scrunchie I like to use is one of these ones. So it is almost like a satin material. This one is my favorite. I had also had one with a lot of like strings popping out of it. I don't really like that one. I prefer the scrunchies that are all intact like this because they keep my bun nice and rounded instead of bumpy all over my bun. So the first thing I would recommend grabbing is a scrunchie if you want a nice rounded bun for your hijab. So essentially the next thing you need are a bunch of caps, and I like to have the matching caps to the hijab so it looks really nice and neat. So I get all of my matching hijab and cap sets from val.co. I will link them below in the caption. So this is just a couple that I have for you guys. So it's essential to have a black, brown, and I have a few colored ones and then a beige one as well, or a white. The one that I'm wearing is almost like a mocha. I love this scarf. I always wear it. This one actually is from Nasiba Fashion. I will also link them below. But that is the next step, and something to bear in mind, depending on your head size, they can be a little bit big or a little bit too small. So make sure when you're shopping for undercaps that you are getting the correct size, or if they have a one size fits all and the cap is too big, make sure to use some pins at the back. There also are some clasps that you can use if you don't like pins. I will also show you some options after I show you guys the scarves. So there are many hijab materials out there, but let me just tell you what I started with and what I recommend. So as a hijabi, I have been wearing the hijab for over 10 years now. I'm pretty sure I put it on when I was 8 years old. So I started off with chiffon. Chiffon is a bit more harder to use, I will say, and this is what a chiffon hijab looks like. It is a bit more dressier, I would say. Nowadays it is more dressier, but I still love my chiffon scarves, but this would be a little bit more advanced for a beginner wearing the hijab, just because it can be a little bit hard to shape around your face and laying it flat on your head. It can be a bit more stiff as well. There are a lot of different kinds of chiffon. There are thinner, thicker chiffons, so bear that in mind if you are looking at getting some chiffon scarf. The next material that I moved on to were these cotton crinkle hijabs. I absolutely love these hijabs. I still wear them to this day. It is really easy to put on. You don't need pins because I'm guessing there's like some static between the cap and the hijab, but you don't need any pins when you wear this one. It is also really easy to style if you like turbans or just having something that will just flow on your face really nicely. You can shape it however you want and it kind of stays there all day. So I would definitely recommend cotton crinkle hijabs for a beginner. I will hopefully show you my little hijab collection in another video, but that is for later. So a Noor hijab style that is all the rave at the moment are these modal hijabs, which is what I also have on now. These are really nice on. They look really elegant on the face and they look really nice with outfits. I definitely also recommend these ones as well. If you're looking for a more simple hijab style, the cotton crinkle has the pattern of the crinkle in the hijab. So if you don't like that look, I would definitely recommend the modal hijabs. I have these in a couple colors. I haven't collected these much just because it is a more Noor hijab material for me to be wearing. So I am trying it out at the moment, but I absolutely love it. Like, it just flows so nicely and it just complements my outfits really nicely. So definitely recommend these ones. And if you have a lot of crinkles in your modal hijabs, there's this mist called Modal Mist, and it helps to get the crinkles out of your hijab in a couple sprays. I haven't tried it personally, but I have heard a lot of good reviews about that, so maybe do your research and see if you want to try that as well. If you do, let me know how you go. Just comment down below. And lastly, one of my favorite hijab materials are these pashmina hijabs. So this is definitely something new for me. They are so pretty. They might be a little bit expensive, but I definitely think you should have at least one in your collection. I have this really pretty gray one. It matches with all my clothes, so I love it, and I would just wear a black cap or a gray cap underneath, and it has these little frays at the bottom of the hijab. These ones can also kind of be hard to style just depending on the type of pashmina. There are some more softer material pashmina scarves, but the thicker ones can be a little bit stiff around the frame of the face, so keeping that in mind as well when you're grabbing any of your pashmina hijabs. But they are really beautiful. They're really creative and unique. If you want to add a little bit of spice to your outfit, I definitely recommend these, but probably a little bit more advanced than a beginner, but I think they are still really pretty to have in your little collection. Now, what do we do to keep the hijab in place? Now, there are many different ways to do this. So the old school way, I guess, is to use pins. So I have a little box here, if you can see. It has these straight pins and it also has these safety pins in there as well. I'll pull them out for you and tell you where I like to use them. So the straight pins I like to use to keep the sides of my hijab down. I don't like to use these pins with the modal hijab just because it can create holes in the material. So I will show you what else I use instead by just quickly showing you the safety pins. I like to get these in a variety of colors just to match my hijab. I usually have them in black and white, but I also recently got them in these peach and brown colors just to match the color hijab that I'm wearing, so it's like really seamless. But I use these safety pins behind my cap, which is what I was telling you guys a little bit earlier, when you want to tighten the cap around your head. And I also use these to keep my hijab in place around my shoulders or at the back of my neck when I am doing a hijab style. So this is definitely an essential to have if you don't mind using pins. An alternative to the pins is using hijab tape. So this one is from Hijab House. I like to put this on the side of my hijab to keep it in place if you don't want to use any pins. So with my modal hijabs, I love to use hijab tape because it keeps it in place without putting any holes in my scarf. So they look like this. Essentially, it is just double-sided tape. You tape it to your cap, peel off the paper, and then stick your hijab on top of the sticky tape to keep it in place. Then instead of using these safety pins on your shoulders, you can use these hijab magnets. So I also like to use these when I'm wearing a modal scarf because same thing as I said before, it helps to reduce any wreckage to the modal material. So I just have these also in colors like the brown and the black and the beige, and then I also have silver and gold. So essentially how you use this is you have the two pieces of the magnet, and where you would like your scarf to be, you put it underneath your top. It should stay in place like that, and then you can hardly see it. So just a little tip before we end this video, if you are wearing any hijab material with some crinkles in it, you can use a hair straightener to straighten it out. So if you have a little bit of crinkles like this or like this, you can just heat up your little hair straightener and then go down the creases like that, and it should just straighten it out so you don't have to iron your whole entire scarf. And let me tell you, I have burnt many scarves in my days, so I definitely recommend a hair straightener because it keeps the burning at a minimum and it just is more convenient. So that is the end of part 1 of my little Hijabi capsule wardrobe series. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification button so then you get a notification every single time I upload a new video. And please let me know what you guys would like to see on my channel in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.